Hey guys, welcome to another installment of Top Fuel Crew Life. One thing I didn't do very well in the first little blibbit of an episode was kind of explain what I actually do on the team and kind of the structure of the team. So myself, I build the short blocks, engines, and I do the bottom end on the turn, and I also drive semi. So I drive our race rig from race to race. Top of the food chain is Mike Klober. He's our crew chief. He makes all the decisions on how this car is going to go down the track. Chris Metapace is our car chief, and he's a young guy. Is real sharp. Been doing this since he was in high school, and he's 23, 24 years old, and has really got racing knowledge way beyond his years. We have Kenny, who is our clutch specialist. We have Austin Wilson, who is the clutch assistant and does tires. We have John Rep, who does racks and right side head. And we have Billy Payne, who does heads and pulls the left side head. And then we have Levi, who is our blower specialist. That's it. 7 guys and Mike Klober, 8 of us. And then, of course, Clay Milliken drives the car, which when we need help, he jumps right in. We've had to replace the rear end real quickly or do the brakes real quickly. Something broke, and he dives in and is getting just as dirty as the rest of us to make sure that thing gets back on the track. So Parker McGuire asked a few questions, and one in particular was how we could fix the pulled main stud I talked about the other day. And let me get my phone slipped around here, and I'll explain what's going to happen there. So this is that block I showed you guys the other day where we pulled number 3 main stud out of the block right there. It just wipes the threads right out and it pulls down. And I did also comment that these are 2-bolt mains. They're technically a 4-bolt. As you can see, they have side bolts and then they have the 2 front bolts. I just call it the new 4-bolt main or 2-bolt just because they're not at the bottom, which is technically wrong. So now technically the middle 3 are a 6-bolt. But anyways, we'll show you here on how that's going to get fixed. So here is a main stud. This is the side that goes into the block, and this is the side that the cap slides over and the nuts that go down. And what they do is, this is 0.612, and they make a main stud that's the same diameter here, but the part that goes into the block in this here is a larger diameter of 0.733, and they'll drill and tap. It's actually a different thread pitch also, and that's how they fix those. And they'll do both of them. They won't just do the one, they'll do each side. And then when this main stud pulled, it did damage to the cap. I don't know if you can see it on here, but if you look, you'll see that it's bumped right there. So when the bolt gave way, it put a lot of stress on the side bolt and caused damage. So it'll also get a new cap and then have to get rehoned and redone. This 4-bolt block is done, ready to go in the car. Then putting an oil pan on it. I can't really see how this won't be a lot more stable than the other setup and a little stronger, and hopefully these things will live a little longer. Michael Upchurch asked if we'd been talking to other teams or whatnot about the 4-bolt mains, and we haven't much because they're really new. AJ, they debuted them at the PRI show in November, so a lot of people were getting them over the winter or getting old blocks machined to them, so there isn't a whole lot of passes on them yet other than what AJ had tested. They had also tested a girdle system to try to help support these 3 middle mains, and this seems to be the better way to go. So pretty excited about what they'll give us, and excited about running this block because now it's got a really nice tight main line. Greg Brown had a question on, did we have the same compression for every cylinder? And the answer to that is no, we do not. Every team has their own way, but the way that the charge is brought in by the blower and the way that that happens, we generally have higher static compression on the rear 4 cylinders than we do the front 4. That's most of the cases with these style of Roots blowers. I think that answers several of the questions I got already. Keep them coming. It's fun. If I don't have the answer, I'll get it. I'll find it. I got people around that know more than I do. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a good night.